Hi everyone and welcome back to MA Golf. So my name's Mark and today we are testing the new TaylorMade Qi 2006 iron. So we've got two options, so you've got the max and the high launch. So the difference between the two really, so both are aiming at forgiveness and distance. So it's very much a power iron. The max high launch, without stating the obvious, is trying to get that higher launch on the shot. So if you're struggling to get that launch on it with a powerful headed iron, which sometimes can put too much low spin on it so it nose dives into the ground, then the HL1 is definitely worth putting in the mix and trying. So today we are focusing on the max option. Let's see how it feels off the face. Sometimes that forgiving iron can feel a bit clunky, not great on the feel factor. Sometimes it looks a bit chunky behind the ball. So let's have the investigation, see how it feels, see what distance it produces and what launch it gives us, whether it's nose diving or it's getting up and coming down to that green by the flag. Right, let's go through the features and benefits, shall we? Quite a reasonable list. So number one, straight distance technology. So that is trying to take the side spin off the shot, mostly focusing on the side spin to the right. So that is our first benefit. Number two, you're going to like this one, individual head optimization. Woohoo! So that is getting the long irons to launch higher and then the short irons a good consistency of the gap in the lofts, so you're getting that consistent shot with the shorter irons. The main thing really to attack is getting that launch on those higher irons, which these powerful clubs have struggled with in the past. So TaylorMade are really trying to attack that so you can get that launch and that distance. Our next one is the sound stabilization bar. So that sounds pretty cool. So basically that is a better sound on feel of the face, which sometimes, like I said, these powerful irons can feel a bit clunky, not a great feel. They're just aimed at hitting it as far as possible. So TaylorMade have really tried to attack that so you're getting the best of both worlds. Something that's nice and easy to hit, very powerful and feels pretty good. So that's enough of that. Let's get stuck in. You can see the lofts in the screen now. So it's a very powerful iron. So I've got a 7 iron. I've got your standard shaft in it. So the Max MT, not regular flex, nothing too crazy. The KBS, and it's like 85 grams. So I've got the green set at 170, which is quite a distance for me to hit a 7 iron, but it is a bit of a weapon, so I reckon it will get there, no problem. Right, let's have a go, shall we? Right, let's have a go, shall we? So, as you expect, there's a reasonable leading edge on it, but not too thick. It's okay, still looks quite playable. Looks quite friendly as well behind the ball. Good finish, so it looks nice and playable, so nice and easy to hit. Little bit of an offset, so to help reduce the shot to the right. If you're comparing against some irons, then I would recommend the Ping G440. Then you've got the Titleist 350, the JPX hot metal, and then you've got the new Quantum iron. So I think that's the from Callaway. So that's the ones that you compare it against. Right, so like I said, so I've got the green, it's 170, which I wouldn't normally hit a 7 iron that far. But is a bit of a powerful beast, so let's see how we go, shall we? So good start, quite a nice strike. Feels nice off the face. It did feel quite good actually. It's sort of, I mean, I like to think every club's going to feel right if you hit it in the middle, but it certainly didn't feel too hard or anything. That felt quite reasonably soft for the type of iron it is. So fairly slow at the moment. I've got a little bit of a neck injury, so I'm struggling to turn. So clubhead speed 78, which, you know, if I didn't have the injury would be, you know, 88 miles an hour, obviously. Ball speed 109, just carried it 162 yards, which you'd expect with that sort of loft. Launch 19.1, backspin 3,649, so quite low spin on it, but you'd expect that with this type of club. But at least it got a little bit of launch on it. So it did launch with that low backspin. It should stop, it should be okay. And potentially the shaft, to get the right shaft in it, that's going to help the launch. But it did feel quite nice off the face. Let's have another go. Little bit of a pull. Nothing too crazy. Again, a little bit off the bottom, but felt quite good. The feel from the face, you're getting a little bit of feedback. Nothing too crazy. It feels nice. So 109, 79 miles an hour, so a bit faster. Carried 162, 17.8 launch, so slightly lower launch, but did pull it slightly, and backspin similar, 3,400, so just pulled it to the left. So as long as that launch stays high, with the low backspin, it should still land on that green and stop. So at the moment, I would definitely give it a good thumbs up. Could do with just a slight mishit, really. So face was open a little bit on that, still out the middle. But for me to sort of carry a 7 iron around that 160 plus, that's hugely beneficial. Just got to get it in sync with what loft the pitching wedge is to make sure you've got the gap wedge, stand wedge and that in sync with that. And then the longer irons, that they don't interfere with the hybrid or the fairway wood, the high lofted fairway. So, and you can order them in units, so you can order 6 to pitching wedge. So that's going to be our most popular spec this year, would be sort of 6 to pitching wedge really. Oh, another nice strike. Yeah, so that's carried again. Very similar, feels good. 163 yards, ball speed 109. Club head speed 79, so quite consistent. So they're good strikes, but it's not like pinging off the face and out of control. So they've all landed very similar. So that's a good sign. So I'll try and hit this one a little bit harder. Try to. So yeah, gained all 1 mile an hour, so that was worth that effort. And that was a little bit off the toe, and that felt okay actually. So good feedback, as in realised I hit it off the toe, nothing too crazy, but it still carried 163 yards, so that's a good sign. So not quite at the middle, but still kept up with the others. So definitely a thumbs up on this. If you're looking for a good, forgiving iron, looks quite nice behind the ball, nice bit of feel, you struggle a little bit of distance, but it's still got the launch on it, so I'd say that's a good improvement on the previous iron. So put that in the mix with the ones I said, like the 440, the Quantum, the 230 in the Titleist, and the JPX range. That would be a very good head-to-head, and then I think you would come out, all those irons are pretty steady, and this is definitely worth putting in the mix. So any questions or comments, send them through, give us a good thumbs up, and I'll see you soon.